out and about with Becky. Well, how do you say it? Becky. I just know Becky Baldwin.
Becky Burkage is
Becky
her main name.
Burkage.
Yeah, Baldwin. But she's still Becky B. So I might just go with B from now on so I can get it right.
That's probably right. That's good. And then Rector Hayden Versailles. Huge. We always talk about Rector Hayden listings. We're going to make a little shift here starting today, but there are listings. So still get on there. But before you do that, you got to talk to Becky B at Republic State Mortgage.
First stop.
That's first stop. We've got a little inside depth knowledge that Emily...
She answered some questions I had. Let's check it out. Should we?
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Woodford? We're here today with Republic State Mortgage. I'm here with Becky Baldwin. Miss Becky Baldwin, if you guys don't know her, also known as Becky Burkage Baldwin. I graduated high school, went to school with her. So she is a Woodford County and through. Her and her husband, Tyler, live here with their young son, Cade. Becky, you are of Woodford County and you're so involved in the community. Chamber Board, Kiwanis Club, the list goes on and on. You could go anywhere. Why Woodford County?
Well, like you mentioned, I've lived here my whole life, and I went to Georgetown College, and after I graduated from there, I knew that I just wanted to come back here, and I love helping the people here in Woodford County. It's nice to go to Kroger and see the people that you're helping buy homes for.
What does it mean, like you said, you're from here, your parents, everybody knows your parents too, it's multi-generational, and of course, Miss Robbie, your mother-in-law. What does it mean to help families, because these are also your friends and your community members?
It means everything. To be able to help somebody that I went to school with, or that I know their child that I went to school with, there's always a connection here in Versailles, and that makes it worth my while.
That's awesome. So let's talk shop a little bit, because guys, she is helping people in a market that is just crazy. It's hot, and pre-approval is kind of everything, right, Becky? You were telling me that pre-approval is almost a must now.
Yeah, it's absolutely a must. With as quickly as properties are selling, you have to be ready, and the only way to do that is with a pre-approval letter. That allows me to get credit pulled, and that way we know exactly where you are, exactly how much you can be approved for, what your payment's going to look like, all of the things that you want to know heading into that big decision.
That is right. And there's a few ways that you can do it. Can you tell them a little bit about the 3 ways they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, absolutely. One really good way is through our website. We have an online application that makes it really easy. That way you can fill in all of your information and it comes directly to me. I can get credit pulled and have you pre-approval in a matter of minutes, really. The other option is by phone. You can reach me here at the office and we can do a phone application. Or if you want to come in and make an appointment, we can do it face-to-face.
That's awesome. So many different options. And also the option to get a planning process. You might not be where you want to be right now. Corey talks about this a little bit on the show, but how to start the process so that you can start to make some changes and kind of build that pathway, if you will. So Becky, you want to talk about also how you do some planning with folks?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes people will come in wanting to do a pre-approval and they're unsure. It's kind of a scary process sometimes, and so they may not know where they stand with credit. And so that's a really important place to start. By coming in and doing the pre-approval application, we get credit pulled, we know what your scores are, we know what your payments are, and if there's any issues that need to be resolved before we can move forward, that's the way to do it. And that way, once we get those things taken care of, once you find a property, things go pretty smoothly at that point.
That's awesome. How long does a pre-approval letter last?
Our letters are good for 120 days, which is the length of how long your credit report is good.
That's awesome. So it lasts for a while, so you can come in at any point, and at least if you need to renew it after the 120 days, you don't find a property or you're still working on things, you can then come in, and that process is probably just that much quicker, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So tell them a little bit about, you touched on, I think, what most people think, this could be a scary process, or it seems scary, but everything is completely private, and you work with them to build a plan even if they're not ready at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some families that will come in and we'll do pre-approval right away. They'll go right out and find a home within a couple of weeks. Other people I will work with for a couple of months, maybe even a couple of years to get them where they need to be and until they find that perfect home. So the whole process, really from beginning to end, once you get that contract, can take about 30 days.
So I'm a curious George, if you will, and I was asking some questions to Becky. So if you guys haven't heard of this, some of you probably do know, but others may not. So PMI, she's going to tell us about what that is, and also the VA, sorry, not VMA. I'm talking for sales merchants with you guys. VA and some USDA incentives that they have, but just about the process in general and kind of what they say you can have 20% down. You don't have to, but that obviously would help you to avoid certain things like PMI.
That's right. Yeah, having 20% down gets you out of the private mortgage insurance, or PMI, which is just paid along with your regular monthly payment with your principal and interest, your homeowner's insurance, and your property taxes. Lots of time, first-time home buyers specifically, they don't have 20% down. And so when that's the case, we can look at a couple of other options. We can look at a USDA loan that's 100% financing. If they have any kind of military service, they might qualify for a VA loan at 100% financing and no PMI. Another option is a 3.5% down loan with FHA. We also work with Kentucky Housing Corporation, who does a down payment assistance loan of $6,000. That has to be repaid as a second mortgage, but is a really good option to help with people who may not have those funds set aside yet.
Those are all really, really great tips. How does it work if you're thinking about buying a home, you're not quite sure which bracket you would fall into? So before you even start looking for a house, this is kind of part of that pre-approval letter, right? So you kind of know what your cost, what you'd be approved for ahead of time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You will know purchase price amount, and you'll have a good idea what your monthly payment is going to look like. That way there's no surprises down the road, and you can kind of start preparing for that.
And what about refinancing? Do you do some of that after a while as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely, all day, especially with rates when they have been so low. I've done a lot of refinancing here lately and have been able to save families either money on their monthly payment or maybe cut their term down.
That is awesome. So guys, that is what you need to know. All things, come in, talk to Becky, get pre-approved, get your letter, get your plan in place, and talk to her about refinancing options too if you're in that situation. She can take care of you from start to finish. Go on her website. You can call her office and schedule an appointment, or talk to her via phone as well. She's so accessible. She's here on Crossfield Drive, here locally, a great Woodford County and great Yellow Jacket alumna as well. So check her out, Becky Baldwin, Republic State Mortgage. That's all the time we have for now, guys. We'll see you soon.